What the heck is this dude's problem?
Wyatt goes over.
I'm ready to go suplex this man.
Wyatt just kind of steps after they have this moment where they just kind of look at each other. Jacob just kind of grins. He's got a little bit of blood.
He's already about to pass out. He's gonna be unconscious.
And he just kind of shakes his head and whack! Just gives him a nice hard crack across the side of the face. He stumbles, coughing. He still has
this stupid grin on his face.
He just has 2 hit points left. But White cracks him across the side of the face. And then he's like, "Get up, you moron." Grabs him by his leather armor and begins dragging him out of the ring.
I'm currently snickering out of my mind. I'm just like,
bravo! Good job!
Oh my god.
That was not Nora.
That was me.
Nora
Talavin is
stayed
literally
up.
laughing her butt off right now.
Yeah, everyone just...
She's like, oh,
everyone just jaws open. Yeah! You hear a bunch of people like...
I'm just patting Adriel on the back. Sorry about your loss, fam. I know this is not Adriel, but...
That's okay. I can do whatever you want me to do.
I can't reach Madison.
She's like, are you kidding? I just got my 25 gold and then some. I bet on the little one. Well, newcomers. That's what we call them.
What? Did he call him the little one? That is hilarious. How much gold did I win? Just furious.
Well, if it was 5 to 1.
You all go over to the bookie. The bet amount is...
How do odds work?
I have no
If it's
idea.
5 to 1, wouldn't you just multiply?
50 times 5? That's 250
Is
gold.
that how that
That's not
works?
much gold.
Is that... I don't bet.
Yeah, I don't either. I have no
I
idea.
don't know how it works.
Right, so...
Yes, please, let me add some more gold to this.
More gold for you. Did you subtract the original 50?
Yes, it was 586 is minus the original 50. And then I'll add however much she tells me that I won back.
Hang on, I'm not sure how to do odds.
How does betting work?
I don't know. Percentage carry. Because don't you get like 6 times so 5 to 1 probability? Okay, so you put in 50, so you get 250 back.
Oh, cool. That's
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so
Because I was like, I could
the
put it
bookie
into
kind
the...
of looks
I
over
have
at you and kind of gives you a nod and kind of hands you
Bravo.
250 gold, and he just kind of gives you a little nod, like, nice job.
Yes, yes.
In the meantime, Adriel gets 125 and kind of takes it, and she's like, you know, you guys are like a lucky charm or something. Did you like bring some kind of like special magic with you?
Lucky charm.
Magically delicious.
Yikes, I'm shook now.
I had an Irish accent. What was I supposed to do?
You can actually watch as Wyatt just is kind of grabbing Jacob, just kind of pulling him out of the ring.
And I
He
so just want to
grabs
crack one
his
across his stupid, smug face.
jacket. He grabs his jacket and kind of grabs up his scarf and kind of helps him out of the ring. Just kind of gives him a shove, and they kind of go off to the side.
No.
I have my herb pouch with me, don't I?
I'm not going.
You have your what?
My herbs pouch?
Yes.
I'm gonna go over
You-
and
you
I'm just
said you
gonna
brought everything with you.
I'm gonna hand him some just to help him get some energy up.
Oh, you approach him?
Well, I mean, he did just win me 200 gold. So,
should tell him.
No, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm absolutely not gonna tell
Not
him.
gonna tell. Okay, so they actually go. What look like they're gonna go head back to the vulgar pony, but they kind of like stop, kind of at the back as Wyatt. There's kind of like this little pump in the back.
Because they're not like bleeding except for like their faces.
They're
So I'm just gonna give them some of the stuff that
they're
like
hurt.
that Zoom showed me the other day, just something to like chew on to like help
rejuvenate
get
you.
a little spriten up a little bit
So
with this
Wyatt
2 hit
is
points.
currently getting him some water, like filling up this kind of bucket of water, and just kind of is shoving it over at him. It's like,
I'm just going to hand him like a small pouch of herbs. I'm gonna be like,
he sees you kind of approaching. Make an insight check.
Oh, damn. I did not go. I stayed.
You see the next round, or go ahead, is beginning.
23.
23?
Yes.
What kind of seemed as this cold presence, this kind of he's kind of hard to read. Wyatt is a little bit harder to read. But as you kind of approach, he seems genuinely, concerned for his friend, even though he just pounded him.
Of course he
He
is.
just smacked him across his face cold turkey.
No, they're like brothers.
I don't care.
They're like brothers. Not
I would
actually
never do that
brothers.
to you. You'd have to do something really stupid.
Like, get you into a fist fight?
I don't know. I feel like they probably did that to themselves. I mean, that's literally
you don't
what
know.
boys do.
Jacob went to do it, and Wyatt had
But
to
I know, but they
follow.
said, but he gave him the look of they already previously got it into a skirmish. Because he was all like, put your money where your mouth is. So, I think, because I rolled the 26 perception check.
I'd say Wyatt
I think I know.
is always the wingman, and Jacob is always the one getting into trouble, and he's always there.
Okay, well, that's not Jacob's fault.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Justifying Jacob.
He just has a stronger personality. Okay?
I disagree. I like Wyatt.
That's like me and Madison.
He's like-
Whenever we go places,
Probably.
she's gonna back me up no matter what, even if she doesn't agree.
Well,
That's true.
that's the purpose of.
But she would never hit me. I don't know. I mean, she did just describe the entire MMA scene. I was like, okay,
I was
let's see
like,
what goes on in Madison's head. Not as different from mine as I thought.
Men brawling.
Man brawling, yes.
But yeah, so as you kind of, and your insight was 23, is what you said? Or was that 19?
18, 19, 21, 22, 23.
23. So
Math.
Wyatt naturally is a little bit harder to read. And so what kind of came off as this like cold, you know, kind of always agitated, like he actually does seem concerned for Jacob's health as he's, you know, kind of getting him water, and he actually has this like pouch on the side, and he like plunges the rag into it and just kind of slaps it on his face and like, you are an idiot.
Smack.
Yeah. He just loses those hit points, just instantly just dies now. But he kind of like it's not a bromance kind of way, but it's kind of like almost like a brotherly kind of way.
It's unprotected.
Now they don't look similar. Keep that in mind. I think I've said that kind of before. They don't have any kind of similarity, but in this brotherly way, he kind of just slaps him in the face with this cold rag as he begins kind of like wiping off just this little bit of blood, and he just kind of he checks all of his teeth. He's like, yeah, I still have them. He's like, yeah,
That's good, because
he's like, you better. I'm not gonna be the one talking to anybody. At that point, whenever you approach, you just watch almost like a cold shiver down his spine. Just Wyatt just kind of freezes and tenses up.
Nice.
Just afraid of women.
Yeah, really. God, somebody put a number on this kid.
I played a character in a previous campaign that was afraid of women.
He just got really anxious.
Woman?
He just got
No. I was-
When you were
She
like
played it.
legitimately afraid.
Yeah, my character was a dude and was afraid. of
He was
women.
just really intimidated by women.
Yeah.
But he kind of freezes, and all of this like that kind of coldness kind of comes back, but there's just this tension where he seems nervous to you whenever you approach. And Jacob kind of just gives you this little bit of a cocky grin.
No, don't do this to me.
You're falling hard and fast.
No! I said I wasn't gonna do this, and then she was like, 20 hotness. I was like, no! Because I kind of did that to myself. I technically rolled it myself.
You rolled it
so-
yourself. Yeah.
But she's the one that suggested it, okay? She's the one that suggested
I
it.
did, but it's a reoccurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
So,
gonna walk
He
up.
just kind of gives you this cocky grin. He's like, "You see the fight?
Very entertaining.
It should be." Why?
I can just envision a smirky grin. Do you need a wingman?
No, it's okay. I got this. I'm gonna
cool.
calm
I'm
down.
cool.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna calm down. Sophia, calm down. Calm down. Talavin is not you. Put it together.
He's grinning. He kind of like leans forward a little bit. Just kind of giving you this look. You're a bit flush. You get a little bit flush.
It's hot in here, okay? I'm wearing a flannel. Get up. I lost all my whole train of thought. Oh my god.
Did you see the fight?
Did you see the fight? Okay, so did you see the fight?
Kind of folds his arms and he's kind of.
I'm gonna reach my hand out and I'm just gonna have two pouches and I'm gonna be like, these are for you. Hope you get better soon.
Who are you handing it out to, Jacob?
Both of them. It's just like my hand's just out between the two of them.
While your hand is out, Wyatt just kind of is partially turned
Look at this
sideways.
little shit.
Just
He's gonna get my hand across his face. He's gonna be something afraid of here in a minute. He better get grateful quick.
Jacob, make a persuasion roll.
Oh man, damn it.
Persuasion.
That's not good.
I
That's not good.
just double ones.
Yeah.
Oh thank God, because I just rolled a 3 plus a 5 is an 8.
Yeah, 2, 1. Yeah, no joke. Like I rolled them both at the same time. And you got two.
Yes. Thank God. Because that was a 3.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Did not.
Jay kind of grabs it and he kind of smells it. He's like,
They might not smell nice, but don't swallow them. But just chew on them. You'll feel better in a little while.
He only takes the one. He grabs the one and he's like...
I'm not going to reach my hand towards Wyatt, but I am going to look at him for a second.
Well, before you start looking at him, you actually watch his hand kind of go off to the side and kind of grab... Still like, relatively not making eye contact and kind of...
And he takes it?
He takes it.
I have to reach my hand back. I'm going to take a step back. Make him a little more comfortable.
And he's like, you don't smoke it?
Do not light that on fire. Do not light that on fire.
That's unfortunate.
Oh God! What is my life?
Kind of shoves it in the side of his cheek. He kind of, it's bitter at first, and then
I'm gonna give a soft like snicker. I'm gonna be like,
this is vile. It's supposed to help.
get the fuck together. It'll help.
He just kind of gives you this look of like. This
And I'm just trying to keep in like a small snicker. I'm just like.
You watch as Wyatt actually takes it apart, kind of thumbs around through it. He's like, "You just being a baby." Kind of to Jacob, and kind of shoves the packet in his mouth and he starts chewing.
I'm gonna give a grin. I'm gonna be like, "Well, I'll see y'all later." I'm gonna turn and leave.
Nice.
Yeah. Good job. Before you leave, Jacob. Jacob
No! No!
like, you think about the offer?
And I'm just gonna look back and I'm gonna give him a small grin. I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah!
Yes! Coolness! Yes!
Nice. Beautiful. Anytime, more people are just more cheering. There's more pounding. There's more fists. There's a few more blood splatter spots on the ice where some people have accidentally wiped themselves out as they slipped and cracked.
Wait, I would have seen it.
Yes!
You watch as one guy goes in for
I'm
a
gonna walk
tackle.
up on Nora and I'm gonna just be looking at her face and just this
Smacks
gleam
his
of
face
sheer
directly
amazement
into
and
it.
amazingness.
Just like, yes.
Pain.
Yeah, you're just-
These two over here, they need to be selling their wine out here, getting people drunk already. Like, what are they doing? Brawling it out. They should be selling their goods.
Oh, Emma agrees.
Emma the cat. Emma the cat. I want some
Emma's
attention,
our cat, by the way.
please. I want some attention, please.
Many of the other fights continue, and then Adrielle actually, whenever the time comes, she actually is like, she kind of raises her hand. Yeah, I'd like to give myself a whirl. And she kind of walks
fight her.
forward.
I want to fight with her if I'm gonna fight
And it's like
anybody.
slides down into the pit, and she just kind of raises her arms like, come at me. Just kind of backs up.
Do it.
And you can actually see one of she makes eye contact with someone in the crowd. And
Does that someone maybe have like a friend that's with them?
no, it's this
I don't want to fight somebody
this,
alone.
This red-headed human, this kind of like this red-headed human, kind of short hair, just kind of gives her this grin and slides into the pit with her. And she kind of, Emma, you are so cute. Slides into the pit with her.
I'm like getting
kind
into
of
like
walks
the.
forward.
I'm a man! I need the lightsaber!
Adrielle kind of cracks her nuts and she's like, I've been waiting for you to get back in town.
Oh man.
And
What are their odds? I'm gonna bet on Adrielle too. Yes.
and you hear everyone go, come on, you can finish her this time. And Adrielle just kind of raises her fist and she's like, I gotta try every time.
Wait a second. So she loses every time.
She loses every time.
Ooh. I'm gonna bet on her anyway. What are her odds? I want to know.
It's a 10-1.
10-1. 50 gold again. About to make this cash.
Now, Emma, you are just being so cute
I'll bet 10 for
and
Adrielle.
precious. You bet 10 for Adria.
Yes.
Okay, hang on one
I'm
second.
to bet
Yeah,
another.
I would get 100 if she wins, and I would lose 10 if she loses.
So Adrielle,
Let me see.
after she slides into the pit, you hear the crowd kind of like, come on, you never win. She just kind of raises her hand. She's like, I gotta try every time.
I'm going to cheer for her. I'm gonna be like, yeah!
And you see the one.
Yes!
And they're like, newbies. They just kind of shake their heads and they're like, yeah.
Like, y'all are just a bunch of... What is the word for people that are feminist? You're just a bunch of feminists!
As her opponent...
Sexist! You're just a bunch of sexists!
This female human, this kind of short, kind of chopped off red hair. It's a chick.
Oh, I thought you said it was a dude.
Oh,
No, it's a chick.
I thought you said the dude.
Yeah, this chick with kind of short red hair kind of comes in, slides down, and just kind of walks in.
Never mind on the sexist.
She has kind of like these
Elvis. I don't know.
not stocky features. They, at first glance, she's not an overly feminine looking individual.
That's probably why we thought she was a man. How big is she? She tall, skinny?
They are about the same size.
How tall is Adriel?
Adriel is about 5'7", 5'7.5", so about average-ish height. Both of them kind of stand at about a head-to-head. And they both just kind of look at each other. And you hear her mutter something under her breath. And the new girl, and you can't really hear her. And she's like, "I hate those words."
Oh.
As the person comes over, 10 to 1, there are kind of shouts and people are placing bets left and right, kind of coming
50.
over. And more people are actually coming out of their various residence places, approaching. And they're like, all right, y'all know the rules. No weapons, no magic, just the leather on your backs.
Oh God, I want to fight
Ready?
so bad. Oh, I want to go.
Now they have to roll initiative.
Please somebody challenge me. Please somebody. Please challenge Nora so I have to stand in front of her. Yes.
The girl beats Adriel to the punch as she rushes forward.
Adriel does?
No, the new
other
chick.
girl.
The
Okay,
new chick.
okay. I thought you said
yeah, the redhead rushes forward and just goes to give her a quick clock in the gut.
I'm going to write all of these down later because I want to pay attention.
She misses.
Yay!
As she rushes forward and goes to clip her directly in the middle, Adriel actually manages to catch her wrist and kind of parry her off to the side. She's like, "I've been training." And actually, as she has her wrist kind of grabbed, she goes to twist and actually use her own fist to pop her in the face.
Oh, that's savage.
Natural 20.
Whoa! Simultaneously.
Adriel actually kind of parrying her wrist. I've been practicing. As she is kind of at this backward stance, kind of drives her fist up, just clocks her right in the nose, and the girl kind of reels back.
Yes.
There's a little bit of blood, and she kind of, I've been practicing.
Yes.
And goes to swing her left hand over at Adriel.
I think this is going to be an easier one for Madison.
She actually misses. Again, as she goes to take a swing at Adriel, she kind of dodges off to the side, catches her again, whips her hand around, gives her a quick back fist into the back of her nose.
Yes! She's got those gloves on.
She misses.
She has those gloves on!
As she goes to reel back, the girl kind of dodges and manages to catch Adriel's forearm against her shoulder, kind of taking the brunt of it. And with that, she's going to sneak her hand up and give her a quick pop directly in the face.
In the face.
19.
No!
Nice!
They're gonna again.
Yes, I think a little bit. Nicholas comes out to challenge us. I want my money in my chest back.
Just kind of goes around and gives her a quick pop, and she kind of like hits square in between the eyes. She kind of darts back and lets go for a second. Adriel, after getting popped in the face, actually goes to bring her leg up for a kick to the side of this girl's face.
Yes, please, somebody get a kick.
That's out of them.
Somebody get a good kick in.
That is a... I want
to keep it.
Yeah. I want to keep it. Oh, that's a miss. As she goes to swing, the girl kind of dodges back and she's like, "Yeah, I've been practicing." And goes to hit her back, manages to land a strike as she rushes forward. As her kick is coming down, she kind of takes her fist and rams it into the back of her kidney. And my day for
It's raining dice!
You are just, they're not losing it today.
Kind of goes and just rams her hand like directly into her kidney. She kind of grab. After that, she goes to whack back with her elbow.
I'm so into this.
That just barely hits, but does not deal as much damage as she wanted it to.
I'm just terrified that I'm going to get to my butt today.
And she poof, just kind of drives her elbow back, kind of clocks the girl on the side of the head. With that, the girl is actually going to use her own elbow and kind of crack the back of Adriel's head as she's kind of behind her now. Kind of whipping up and around. It is a natural 18. She kind of gives her another quick on the back of her head. You see Adriel flinch. And with that, she's actually going to kick backwards and kind of parry around and spin. As she goes to kick back, that just barely hits.
She's just barely getting her own sadness. Oh, sadness.
When you bring this.
Just leans back and crack. Kind of gives her a nice kick in her gut. She, as she kind of stumbles back, Adriel is now facing her. After kind of being kicked, she kind of looks up, goes in quick, dodges around on one side, and tries to give her another elbow to her side, as that seemed to work last time.
Oh my.
Natural 20.
You could fight Zoom. I'm pretty
She
sure.
goes
I don't
over
want
and
to fight Zoom.
kind of gives her another hard, seemed to the same kidney, the same side that she punched before, and she.
Oh, God, my kidneys are hurting.
Adriel, kind of seeing this, seeing where she's aiming for, goes to actually, she grabs at her hair and goes to just kind of yank her back and punch her in the throat. She misses. She just, her hands just barely grease through, and you can actually see whenever she pulls.
I mean, she has short
through her
hair, doesn't she?
She has short, not buzz cut, but it's like, shoulder.
It's harder to grab shorter hair than it is for longer hair.
As she grabs it, it's so slick, it just slips right out of her hand. And the girl whips around with her fist to clock her in the face, going right for the jaw. That's another natural 20.
No wonder she always loses.
Yeah, really, good lord.
Oh wait.
Fucking hey.
Maybe you could challenge her and avenge Adrian.
Well, she's already getting beat up. I don't want to. I'm not going to beat on somebody that's already been beat up.
She just
fair.
whips around and crack the side of her face. You can see Adriel just kind of... and her hand immediately kind of goes to her face. Her nose almost looks a little bit crooked and just blood is kind of starting to pour out of one of her nostrils. She just kind of winces and is almost feeling frantic, kind of balls her fists up and goes in for another gut punch. Misses. As she, partially stunned, kind of runs forward, goes to punch, misses entirely. The other girl takes advantage of this and just barely, actually... that actually doesn't hit. She just barely
Bloody
misses.
hell, finally.
As she goes to punch her, Adriel manages to step back right as another elbow comes right for her jaw. She dodges back.
Oh, God. This girl's got the elbow
Adriel now is going for her knee. She's going to try and kick out one of her knees.
Her nickname should be Elbow.
Misses. As she goes to kick out for one of her knees, just misses entirely.
Is this girl getting like fucking ones and the other girl's getting fucking 20s? Like, good lord.
As she goes to kick out for her leg, now her, she's actually going to try and raise her leg up and pop Adriel's knee. That
He's a natural
misses.
20. Oh,
that misses. That misses. As she goes to lunge out, she barely manages to tag her. The new girl managed to barely tag Adriel's leg, and she kind of dodges out of the way. Goes to crunch down on her foot, trying to pin her down. That'll hit.
Finally, somebody got a hit. Good lord.
As she crunches down on her toes, the girl kind of winces, and Adriel's kind of facing her now, and she's like, "You're gonna eat your words." What you said to me last time. What she said to me last time. The girl, kind of wincing, goes to headbutt her. That'll hit. Yep, that just barely hits.
Oh, yeah, nope, yeah.
Back to the headbutting. Like, as much as I'd love to headbutt somebody, I don't know what that's just like.
She just drives her forehead directly into her jaw. She kind of winces, kind of tries to force her head back and tries to punch her face away. So Adriel, yeah, tries to punch the new girl's face away. That
Damaging your
hits.
prefrontal cortex.
Oh.
That damages logic and reason and decision making, I believe. Yeah.
Well, she does work for Nicholas.
As she just kind of managed to drive the girl's face away, she kind of stumbles back for a second, and the girl, now seeing this, rushes forward, and what you all didn't notice before was she's actually barefoot. And as she kind of quick steps on the ice, goes to drive up with a front kick, and goes for a hit directly on her forehead. Misses. As her foot comes out, she... Adriel manages to dodge out of the way, goes to try and grab for her foot and throw her onto the ground. Natural 20.
Whoa!
She takes her, and in a quick motion, she just kind of continues the girl's motion. She loses her footing, and push, she lands prone on her back as she kind of gasps.
That means Adriel has advantage!
It's the girl's turn. It's the girl's turn next, and she would have to use her movement in order to get up. That
What
is...
if Adriel doesn't let go of her leg?
Oh, wait, that is... Wait, did I remember? Okay.
I'm getting sweaty because I'm getting so nervous.
As she continues the motion, she throws her, and she... There's actually a dent in the ice that was relatively untouched, a new... This concave ice. As the girl... Now that her foot is still being grappled by Adriel, is actually going to try and drag her foot in and kick Adriel's chin.
Her other foot. Her free foot.
Yeah, with her free foot. That hits.
Ow.
It's not the fun day. And technically, she's still on the ground.
She kind of managed to hit, but Adriel still has her grappled. And so with that, she's going to drive her forward and try and give her a nice kick to the side. Misses. As she pulls her forward, she just doesn't have enough strength in order to get her out of that little slope that she managed to throw her into. The girl is going to try and kick her again. That'll hit.
That's 2 kicks now.
That's 2 kicks. Keeping track of how many kicks she's able to do.
Yeah.
Just pop, pop! As Adriel's kind of reeling back, she yanks her forward and is going to try and kind of curb stomp into her gut. Hits. The girl's looking rough. For once, the girl actually is looking rough. And you hear everybody in the crowd actually getting quiet as they're watching Adriel just kind of starting to pound into this girl. The girl now actually goes for a grapple and tries to snap her legs right around Adriel's throat and tries to drag her to the ground. That's a natural 19.
That's not a good place to be.
It's only been like 1
And goes to drive her head directly into the ground. Just ooh.
Come on, we can do it.
Adriel, now kind of reeling on the ground, is trying to get up, and with a quick motion, just kind of, almost in a panic, kind of thrusts herself forward, and with her offhand tries to clock her on the jaw. Misses. She slips forward, kind of lands on top of her. The girl, almost like a constrictor, kind of manages to get out from underneath of her and begins kind of holding her, grappling her from behind, and begins kind of pressing.
That is not a good place to be.
There's
Not a good place to be.
Yeah, there's a contested strength. Natural 19 for the girl.
Oh.
As she's now kind of on her back, she wraps her legs kind of up behind Adriel and just begins to lean back, kind of pressing her hands into the back of her neck, arms wrapped up around her torso, and just begins to press and just kind of begins stretching her body in a very, very painful and strategic way. Adriel has to try and break the grapple. is not able to break the grapple as she's just kind of trying to reel back. The girl, again, is going to just kind of lean back and just kind of trying to pull something, trying to crack something. This is less of a hit and more of a strength-based thing. Okay. Adriel manages to resist as she's like beginning to lean back and kind of pressing her neck. Adriel's just trying to fight. And she's not taking the damage, she's fighting as hard as she can. Adriel's gonna try and break the grapple now on her turn. It's a tie. It's a tie because of her strength versus Adriel's strength. As Adriel tries to break free, they are just kind of writhing on the ground now. It's hard to tell kind of whose body is where. With that, the girl's going to try and go for another press. This time, she's trying to maneuver her body in such a way that she can wrap her legs around Adriel's other arm so that she can pop one out of socket. This is another contested strength roll. The girl is starting to succeed and kind of leans back. You hear Adriel, as oh my god. Adriel kind of leans back, and this girl, she's looking really rough. She's looking really, really rough. Her eyes kind of starting to swell. She's kind of got these bruises starting to like. You're just like, gun!
Healing hands, can I
shoot my gun?
And I hit her in the butt.
It was worth it!
You have one shot for this. It's worth it!
Is there nothing that I can do?
There's nothing you can do. Healing hands is a touch-based thing.
No!
You can hear as her arm just begins to hyperextend. Adriel's gonna try and break the grapple again.
You can't take it.
As she tries to throw her body forward, she actually tries to somersault just to try and knock the girl off. What are you doing leaning over here at my dice?
I want to see you.
Natural one for the girl.
Yes!
Adriel, in this furious moment, manages to push herself up and kind of front flips clumsily, but in such a clumsy way that she actually pounds the girl, and the girl kind of relinquishes her grasp just enough for Adriel to pull away as fast as she can.
Don't touch my hand!
However, that is her action. She was able to break the grapple, and she's not able to make an attack. The girl goes and tries to grapple her again. It's a contested strength roll. Tie.
It's a tie, no wait.
No, Adriel manages to resist as the girl dives for her and begins trying to put her in the same lock, this time using her arm to try and bend it backwards.
The team!
Adriel manages to whip her arm around and is going to try and clock her in the face. Misses. As her arm
She's been doing so
her arm
good.
is still so sore from being
Hyperextended.
pulled. She goes to swing with her offhand and just kind of barely misses. The girl is going to try and grapple her again. Does not succeed. Adriel is going to go for another quick, just rapid fire punch. Misses again. Misses again. Now they're wild, and this time she actually manages to like tag her, but she grabs her hand and pulls her in, and this time is going to try and wrap her arm across her chest and up under her arm, and going to try and choke her out from the front. Going to just press, which, if you all remember, was a very similar tactic that someone else was using. This is another contested strength roll.
What? That was my 10
Is
seconds
unable.
off. What did you say?
She's not able to kind of grapple her into this next strategic spot. It's Adriel.
No, I think that other guy that was fighting Wyatt was trying to do it to what? I can't remember.
Was fighting Wyatt?
No, the other half elf.
Oh,
Is she a half-elf?
no, she's a human.
No, she's human. This time, Adriel's just going to try and drive her face directly into this girl's nose.
Did the girl grab her?
The girl managed to grab her and tried to grapple her again, but she was just slipping out, and her arms, both of them kind of caught in this tangled mess, is just going to try and drive her face directly into the girl's.
Arms don't work. Face!
Misses. Leans forward. Just barely clips by. And you can see the girl's muttering something to Adriel, and she's like, "Shut up!" And goes for another grapple.
Adriel tells her to shut up?
Yeah, Adriel tells the girl to shut up. Is not able to get a good grip on her. It almost seems like, in a way, she's almost playing with her. As Adriel's...
Oh.
I don't like that.
Adriel manages to hit as she's manages to just wrestle out of the next grapple. She takes her back fist and pop goes to deliver a final.
A final? A final?
Did you say final hit?
Yeah.
Just smack the fuck out the first.
Did you win?
She did.
Did you win?
Yeah. She takes her back fist and poof, just kind of cracks against the back. The girl looks stunned for a second and
That's what you get when you are
just
cocky!
collapses. There's just this silence surrounding the area as they go. You see some people throwing down their coin purses, just some of them being a person, and they're like, "What is it?
I am
What is
fucking
this
rich.
about? What is this?"
Yes, you are 10 to 1 odds.
Yes.
So you immediately go to the booking and you're like,
plus-
"Yes, please," and you begin you go over, and he gives, he begrudgingly kind of looks at you and kind of starts counting out the coins, and you're like, "I'll help you count those."
Let me just...
So wait, I put 10, so I get 111 back?
110.
Yes, you get 110 back.
110.
You get 110 back.
I literally have
Adriel
1,300
staggers
gold.
to her feet, kind of holding her shoulder, and she looks down at her injured arm, kind of rolls it and raises it up in the air, and and she just kind of
This means she's coming with us now.
just walks out of the ring. And she kind of slips a little bit, almost ungracefully, and she's like, "I almost had the most epic walkout ever." And she kind of forces herself up and out, and she's like, "I'm going to go sit down."
And I'm gonna hand her... I just have a pouch already ready for her.
I'm
Here
gonna
you
help
go.
her.
She takes it and just
gonna,
just goes in and just shoves it in her cheek.
help you
And
to
again,
sit.
she just begins walking with you, and she's like, "That was the closest I've ever come to almost losing."
There's a little bit of history here, I feel. Y'all are a little tense in there. Little mutter, I heard.
Let's just say I get to be the one to go out in the forest this year.
Oh, yeah, what is that supposed to mean?
It's a long story, but I'm going to lay down for a minute. She goes and just she just goes
I like long
over to
stories.
the extra bales of hay that are kind of laid out for the horses and just kind of lays down. Just kind of
Hey, oh, bloody hey,
is just breathing and just deep breaths. You can see like the bruises are starting to form. You can see her arm is just.
Can I do healing hands on her arm?
You can. Yeah.
I'm gonna do healing hands on
Are you
her arm.
using all of your healing hands points? Or are you just gonna use a couple?
How many do I have?
You have equal to your level, so you have.
So 3. I'm gonna just do 1.
You
Just like a little, just to
Yeah,
make
just
it
a
feel
little-
a little better,
Yeah,
a little less.
as you kind of raise her arm, she kind of like, what are you? Ah, and there's just this warmth kind of spreads through her arm, and she's like, "Oh, that. What was that? I've never seen a human spell do anything like that before."
It's drugs.
It's not cocaine!
It's just like a chin.
It makes
And chewing on the packet. Zoom kind of.
Zoom, yeah, he's finally like, yes.
Like, whenever you wake up, I would like to hear this.
This forest story,
This
yes.
forest
She's
yes.
like, no. All it is essentially we made a bet years ago, actually. That whoever was out here fighting, one of us had to stay and tend to the horses and contend with Nicholas. We actually used to be pretty good friends.
Until she didn't want to fuck with Nicholas anymore, she decided to be jealous. Damn!
There's a swath of land that's, I like hunting in, and it's do a lot of people, but based on various bets, I was one of the ones who won this area to hunt in. She challenged me in the pits for it. I thought I could handle it at the time. And essentially she was working here, and I was out hunting. I was perhaps a bit prideful.
Yikes.
At the time?
That's definitely...
I lost the swatch of land which I had a claim to. It's my own arrogance that...
I mean, that's a hard pill to
Taught me
swallow,
that.
but it's a good lesson to learn.
Wait, but I mean, she's not coming with us.
Yeah, no,
Because now
that's
she
kind of
has
sad.
land. That's okay.
And so she kind of leans back and she's like, what was that?
Nothing.
That was Mackenzie speaking.
That was Mackenzie.
What was that?
Kenzie!
It's almost like we're being controlled by some outside forces of someone filming themselves pretending to be in our world.
Nani?
What? Mommy?
Both of you make a quick perception check.
Perception!
As Adriel kind of
Perception!
leans back and is just kind of just closing her eyes, resting. 18.
21.
Good job.
As Adriel just kind of like slowly just kind of not falls unconscious, but she's just kind of sitting there quietly resting. You all just kind of take a breath. You're like, your coin purses kind of feel pretty good at the moment.
Oh, mine feels very good at the moment.
You're good at that.
And glance behind you,
No,
and you're missing your half-orc friend.
No! But where's Talil? He was on his shoulder!
No!
Are they gonna fight together? Oh no.
All you know is
Adriel
that
passed down and Zoom was like, yes,
But
yes.
he has money now. Why does he do that?
you can see he's kind of like sneaking off to the side.
No! I mean,
Nora turns around. Oh!
Alright.
He kind of flinches and kind of looks behind him.
I'm gonna give him a stink eye and be like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna like fold my arms and lean against the door.
We're gonna
bar.
look like moms.
You like?
Big persuasion roll with advantage. Just one of you with advantage.
Oh,
I have
what's your persuasion?
My persuasion is
He just kind of
5.
You go.
19 plus 5. 19. That's 24.
he
I didn't even roll twice.
he just kind of looks. He's just kind of.
But I don't want to lose.
But you injured.
But I want to more. Fine, I'll fight with you. But Talil has to go.
And you can see him now kind of, like, it looks like he was like panicked trying to talk with them as he's like, that would be preferable.
Do I have a hood?
Huh?
On your armor? No.
Do you what?
Do I have any kind of cloak or anything?
You can use mine. I have a cloak. I'll give you mine.
Wait, I could put. Wait, is my hair?
No, I
put
can
my
give you
hair-
my cloak.
Oh, okay. So like.
Because I don't want to get it muddy.
You take off your cloak
Yeah, come
and,
here.
and kind of wraps it around. He's like, thank you. And you can actually see his wings kind of flutter, and he almost takes off for a second, but just can't quite get off. He's like, I'm terribly sorry. He's the one who wanted me to come and witness. I had a few questions he didn't really have the answers for. And kind of climbs up onto your shoulder.
Ooh, get to talk with Talil.
Yeah. In the meantime, he looks so excited as he's kind of like cracking his knuckles. He's kind of like bouncing around like on his toes.
Okay, we're back and she's doing perception.
Oh no!
Jacob and Wyatt.
9!
Oh no, they're gonna be. They're going to get
You don't see him.
Maybe you guys can like come out as a team. Come out as a team instead of fighting each other. Maybe.
No, I'm not gonna fight Zoom.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
No!
Okay.
I'm not fighting Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom,
Okay, that's
he's almost like a puppy. He kind of
He's
has
a
this
little
spring
dog.
in
I
his,
can't hit the little baby.
spring in his step
Okay.
as he kind of, like rushes up to your side and he's like,
You pick out. I'll just. Yes, I'm nervous, but not really. Talavin is not nervous, but Sophia is nervous.
you all walk up.
So nervous. I'm literally sweating. My heart
You
is
can
racing.
do it. It's fine. It's just punching. If you lose, then you lose. I mean, I don't think.
I don't like to lose though. I'm not competitive, but I don't like to lose.
If you're creative with your moves to say what you want to do.
Okay.
And besides, you know how to fight. You did jujitsu in real life.
I did. I also
You all
did.
go with it as you all hear, anybody else for the morning? Anyone else for the morning?
Please have 2 people go in there and they just be like, somebody come fight this, because I don't want to pick anybody out of the crowd.
No, I can't.
I'm not gonna pick somebody. I don't know anybody.
Anybody?
Go.
Zoom already is like, he slides down into the pen.
And I'm just like, oh god. As I'm like taking off my cloak and my weapons and I hand them to you, Nora. In my gold pouch, I want you to take very good care of this. It has got a lot of
I'm taking it straight to.
That's it all. That's it all. The other person.
That is cheating. You cannot bet on. Well, I guess technically it's not rigged, so I guess you could technically bet on us. But don't do that. Don't waste your money.
You all, you kind of like you kind of slide down into the pit with Zoom as he kind of and they kind of.
I'm just rolling my shoulders. I'm just.
They're like, "You sure?" And he kind of nods.
Oh God.
He's rolling his shoulders, and you hear,
"Is he at full health?"
Zoom? Yeah.
Yes. Are you sure?
Yeah.
He's still bruised and stuff.
He wasn't hit with an axe earlier in the day and then taken out giant crocodile.
I'm just making sure. How many hit points does this man have?
You don't know.
Because I'm about to count. I'm gonna be like, 1, 2. He's only got 10 hit points. He's Madison, you're fired.
Well, for sure he doesn't have more than 21. He has less than 21 because that's what the first crocodile bite.
But technically, he was already injured that day. So we don't know how many hit points that Nicholas did on him with an axe.
It was 6.
Fuck. That's not good. This man has no hit points.
It's fine. You got this.
This man has no hit
You
points.
got this. He's your buddy. Your partner.
Yeah, but I can't fight 2v1.
You don't have to. Just knock out your person fast first, and then help.
Yeah, but this man's about to have I have how many hit points? 31. And I have to keep track of this? Oh God.
You can do it. You can do
I'm getting
it.
so nervous. I'm getting so nervous. I'm getting all sweaty.
It's not a real fight. It's okay. You can do it.
Do I have my bracers on or do I have to take those off since technically they have weapons on them?
They are armor.
They count as armor as long as you don't
Activate
use
them.
As long as you don't use the blades.
Because I think one of them's like a...
You can't
remember.
Whenever you kind of like shink them out. One of them is a blade. One of them is kind of like
Yeah,
a
then
long
one of them is
dagger,
like
and
a-
one of them is a hook. So
yeah,
you can use
I just didn't want to make sure that it wasn't like sticking out all the time or something.
No, it's like along your forearm. So
Okay.
you essentially Wolverine, you have to kind of like shrug your shoulders and they kind of shoot out.
Me and Zoom's armor isn't done. Could have helped out.
No.
Well, see, it kind of
he
has
kind
like
of
a
has-
hook on the bottom. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, one of them has a hook, and then one of them has
Just like the, yeah.
yeah. So
But there is a lot of metal on those bad boys. Oof.
yeah. That counts for your armor.
That's gonna hurt.
That's part of your armor.
Yeah, you
Blood
just
on your
can't use
backs.
the knife or anything for it. Cool.
Okay.
You got this.
I'm shook.
It's your first roll.
At which
I'm not going to
point,
write any of this
as-
down either. I'm going to actually
as you
slide
see
this
Zoom,
away from myself.
As Zoom kind of goes out there, and he kind of like tries
I thought he was a horse for a second. I was like, whew, that's so adorable.
he kind of like tries to snort, and you can actually see this cold air just kind of creates this steam.
And I'm
like
just
this
going to
noise.
grin at him.
And
I'm just going to be like,
he's
oh
so
God,
ready.
what did I get myself into?
And you hear, I don't care if you're staying in my place for free.
No! Not this foul wretch! This filthy, slimy stink!
Fight him!
Yeah, I know, but I can't fight 2v1. I don't want to fight just him.
And you hear, what are you doing?
Oh no, please not
And
do
his
this too.
Zumnus.
Not another ugly. No. He's the one that came over and like broke up the
and
fight.
Nicholas.
The sheriff!
He's like,
No.
Nicholas,
Let's
you
get
get into the fight on your own.
I don't want Nicholas to beat up on Zoom though.
So,
Zoom kind of looks at you. He looks a little bit nervous, but he.
I'm like, you better kick his ass. Give him what you got. Under my breath, very quietly.
tears are like.
I need like turn it to Gadriel. You shall. You have no power here.
Alright.
You see Nicholas kind of come over, and he just kind of gives you this grin. You can see him play with his teeth.
I'm going to just give him this, just plate fade, just nothing.
His face.
Nothing.
The guy kind of
Stone
looks over and
cold.
he's like, the guy kind of comes over to you and he's like, this is pretty tough pair. You sure you're for it?
He can't touch me.
Can't touch it. Don't.
Oh man, you're the most uncool people in the world.
That's so funny. I love it. I know, but we're
The
pretending.
ref kind of comes in. He's like, I don't know the rules. No weapons, no magic, just the leather on your backs. Ready?
Go!
I need you to roll initiative.
This one? Which one? This
It's
one?
in the middle.
This one?
Yep. Initiative.
17.
17 out here.
17.
Cha 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 cha.
My hands are literally sweating. Feel this.
I believe you.
I'm so clammy. We should have been in the cold room. You wouldn't have been able to tell.
Have the highest initiative. You get to go first. As you
Should
guys
I
are
go for
about,
Nick or should I go for the
you guys are about 5 feet apart.
Please
What
tell
are you
me.
doing? You've got.
I'm going for
3
Nicholas.
seconds.
Full swing, just fucking jumping up in there. I'm gonna fucking nail this man.
Nail this man then.
Please go.
Do it.
I thought that was a 1. Okay, do I add anything to this? This is a 7. It's just a 7.
It's just your punch.
Okay, it's a 7. Do I get to roll them?
It's not
strength.
Is it?
No, it's nothing. I did a miss. I'm gonna jump up and I'm just gonna walk right past him.
You go.
I'm just gonna hit his teeth.
You go
That's
to swing
floaty
past
where he
him,
was standing.
and he just.
Oh my God.
As you are right there,
I'm
you're
already so
You can do it. Come on.
Yes.
Zumnus kind of looks over at Zoom and he's like, "Looks like it's you and me, buddy," and goes for goes to hit.
No,
Goes to hit Zoom. That's a natural 18.
No.
Oh no! My baby!
Look.
My baby.
My little love! He's like my little child.
My little green orc.
I didn't want them to. I didn't want Nicholas to hit him.
Zumnus kind of looks at him apologetically before whack, kind of going across his jaw. He kind of winces and just kind of gives him this look. It's Nicholas's turn, and you are right there in front of him.
Oh God!
He's
I'm gonna
going
get
to take his knee and just drive it up toward your chin.
Oh God, that's a natural 20. I can look at her face and tell.
Does a 6 hit?
6. Yeah. What are we going at against? My
Your
armor
armor
class?
class. Your armor
14.
Yeah. He goes
So
to drive his
I
knee
like
up.
literally dove down.
You
at
dove
him.
down and you did this.
And I'm just
as
gonna-
his-
I'm
as
gonna
his
take
knee is
my
right-
momentum.
No, it's not your turn. It's not your turn
No,
yet.
no, no,
It's not your
no,
turn
no.
yet. Because as you go down, the Zumnus goes over, clocks Zoom right on the chin, and at that moment, he kind of just gives you this grin and goes to knee directly in the face. However, you manage to use your momentum and actually roll a quick acrobatics check just for funsies. We're gonna make this epic.
Acrobatics.
Make it
We're
be
gonna
cool,
we're
make
gonna
it
make
be
this really cool.
21.
Yes.
As you see his knee coming up for you, you actually flip back in a backflip and
Yes!
you're back on your feet.
See,
It is Zoom's turn. Zoom is actually going to try and just clock him, Zumnus, right in the face. He doesn't manage to. He swings and just the guy just misses
These are like little
Zumnus.
fat men. Like, what is wrong with us?
Talavin, it's your turn. What do you do? As you backflip, you are now on your feet, and
How far away am I?
You're less than 5 feet. You're about like 4 feet away.
I want to do a 300 and it's like it's where you step. Hold on, so I'm facing him like this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a step. I don't even step forward. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to whack him across the front of the face
With your foot.
with my foot.
Okay, go ahead and see roll an attack.
Okay, that's a 10. That's a 10.
Now,
It's not a lot.
are you adding your strength modifier?
Yeah. No. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to do that.
Yeah. You're using.
That other one was a
fist.
10. This is a 13.
This is a 13. That just barely hits him.
At least I hit him. Okay, at least I'm not missing like everybody else.
He's wearing like civilian clothes. He's not wearing leather. He just got confident and just marched right on in.
Oh,
So
man,
that just
thank
barely hits
God.
him. Roll damage. As you with your
And it's with this?
yes,
This one?
yeah, and divided by 2. So
3 divided by 2.
Yeah, so that you get 2 points of damage plus
Okay.
your strength modifier.
Plus 3.
So that's
It's 5.
5. Whew.
It's a pretty good kick, I think. It's actually a pretty good kick.
That's a good kick.
Just a whack.
After you backflip, you just kind of give him this look, and you just feel like you want to drive your toenail directly through all of his teeth, and you brings it right across his jaw, and you see something. You want something fly out of his mouth. You're not sure what it was, but and just
And I just
right
give,
across his
as I step back again, I'm just gonna give him this, yes. You've never seen that fucking tooth again.
Zumnus rushes forward and goes to clock Zoom again. Misses. As he goes to clock Zoom in the face, he kind of lunges back, and using that, actually, in the meantime, it's Nick's turn, or Nicholas's turn. After getting clocked in the face, he's going to just kind of rush at you.
Oh, I don't want him to touch me.
And just kind of try and drive his fist directly through your face.
Oh, God.
Does a 7 hit?
No.
Yes!
I'm just gonna...
You sidestep him and he just kind of almost rushes right past you. You can feel his shoulder kind of brush against yours as Zum goes to hit him. That's a natural 20 for Zum to hit Zumnus.
I guess we are good luck. Come on, Laura. Give me a pound. Yeet!
As Zumnus kind of rushes forward and tries to hit him, Zum just kind of looks over and gives him a quick little elbow on the side of his head. Yes. It's your turn, Talavin. What do you do?
So he's rushing past me?
He right now he's like in slow motion. His shoulder's kind of brushing off yours, and it looks like he's gonna start turning.
Which side is he rushing past? Because my body's slanted this way.
It's the other way. So he's coming at you like this.
So I'm gonna slide this way a little bit.
Yeah, you're sliding that way.
As he's going towards me, I want to step into his and I want to wrap my arm around the back of his neck and try to grab him in like a chokehold.
It's a grapple. Okay,
so
that's a contested strength roll. Go ahead and roll a strength check. Not a saving throw, just a check.
8. That's trash.
8 total?
I mean,
Did you add your strength?
Yes. 8.
8. He manages to, as you go to wrap your hand around, he manages to grab your arm. Now he has your arm, but you have to wait for your turn. Zumnus, in the meantime, as he's kind of reeling, he goes to kind of kick at Zum's leg. Natural 1.
And this man's here. I'm so glad I went for Nicholas. I don't want to be getting all these natural ones.
He goes to try and kick out Zum's knee, and he kind of dexterity like a cat poises on one leg. It's now Nick's turn, and he's got your arm right there, and he's just gonna whip you around and just try and pound you against the ground. So this is another contested strength.
If he bites me, he's done.
Yeah, this is another contested strength roll as he goes to throw you as hard as he can on the ground.
11.
16. No! Your feet leave the ground as you and your back slams against the ground. You take 1 point of damage from
okay, hold on.
Smacking against the back, smacking against the ice. And now you are currently kind of on the ground, but looking up at him as he's kind of towering.
Is he still standing on his feet?
He's still standing on his feet, but it is not your turn yet.
I'm just asking so that in my mind.
Yeah, he's kind of towering over you at this moment.
Is he still holding my arm? Like, is my arm wrapped around his neck and he's holding
He grabbed on and did one of like the over the shoulders, and so he is still hanging onto your arm as your arm is kind of.
So it's like his face here and his body's this way. Like if I'm laying on my back like this. I'm just trying to like envision it in my head.
He has your arm like this, which leads down into your torso, so you're sprawled out like this.
Okay.
As he's kind of towering over top of you, and you are currently just staring up at him.
Okay.
Zum, after kind of getting poised, is going to back fist quickly.
Oh man. He needs some better punches.
He hits him.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
He's doing so well.
He's doing so well. I'm so proud.
He didn't bet on himself, did he?
I don't think he bet at all. Do the winners get anything?
It doesn't look like it.
That's
kind of booty.
It kind of looks like everyone gets bragging rights. Whoever goes in,
kind of gets. I mean, that's good enough.
It's kind of bragging rights.
That's good enough.
That's probably what the cart was there for. Whenever everyone was there, it looks like all of the winners decided to go topple the cart over and
just stand on top of it and be like, ah!
Yeah. Basically, at the end of the night, that's probably what ended up happening. In the meantime, it is your turn. So you are he still has a hold of your arm, and you are currently prone on the ground.
Okay, so is there any way that I could I want to be able to twist my body so that maybe I can try to with my legs wrap my legs around his middle and hook my legs back so that I almost have an advantage in that position where I can control his upper body with my legs.
That would be...
I can show you.
I know you can.
Trust me, it's an advantage.
I I know you can. I'm just trying to think of what kind of roll that would be. That would probably be...
That'd be like an acrobatics. Because technically it is...
It's actually a grapple. It's a contested grapple. So he's going to try and keep you where you are, and you are trying to essentially, with your arm, kind of twist your body in such a way and lift yourself up. So it's a contested strength, as he's going to try and keep you held down, and you are going to try and lift yourself up.
Okay. 20. A natural 20.
You did it! Your arm is much thinner than his calloused hands, and you can feel it kind of grind against your skin as you whip your arm around, and you, in a quick motion, using your very lithe body, just force yourself up, wrap your legs across his torso, and now you are right at eye level with him.
Well, I have to bring him down, like, where I'm still on the ground. Like, my back's still on the ground.
Oh, so you're trying to drag... I'm
trying to drag him down, so that... Because there's a way, like, if you do it correctly, there's a way, like, once you have them down... if you're nimble enough, you can actually throw them over your head, and you can slip out beneath them. So that they're not on top of you anymore.
Because he's just hovering over top of you. So you whip your legs around, you kind of grab him, and you do manage to kind of toss him onto the ground.
Okay.
For the
This is fine.
Strength,
This is fine.
He will take 2 points of damage as he slips. Now you're both prone on the ground.
Okay.
So
we're both on our backs?
You're both on your backs.
So my legs didn't interlock around him. Because I wanted to, like, twist my body to where I could wrap my legs around his
Based on
back.
the way he was holding your arm.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
I'm
everything.
just verifying myself.
He's on the ground now, and his grip loosens.
I thought I got my arm out. Didn't I get my arm out?
Yeah.
I got my arm out.
Because his
That's what you
calloused
said.
hands.
Yeah.
Not too big.
Yeah. As your arm is
I'm
there.
asking too many questions. I'm confusing myself and you. I'm sorry.
As his arm is kind of wrapped around you, you manage to whip around. He tries to keep a hold of you. You wrap your legs around him and, kind of using your body motion, manage to kind of toss him onto the ground. He relinquishes his grip as you pull out, and your legs are kind of there, but that's your entire action. You can't...
I can't, like, sit up on top of him?
Yeah, right now, sure. You're kind of up on top.
Okay.
You kind of used your movement and your momentum in that strength check.
Okay.
And the slipperiness of the ground, I'll say, and managed to get him onto the ground. Now you're kind of like poised on top. Okay. But that's your entire action.
That's fine.
Okay. It is Zumnus' turn as he kind of looks over and he's like, "You're getting a lot better."
Oh, little Zoom.
And he goes over and tries to give him a nice big gut punch. Misses as Zumnus kind of steps over to the side. He kind of smacks his hand away, and using actually he's going to use his back fist here in a second. It is Nick's turn, and now that he is underneath, he's actually going to thunderclap you on the sides of your head.
Oh no!
That is 13.
Nope.
As he goes to clap, all you hear, you manage to throw your head back, and he managed to clap his own hands. And applauding. He's just applauding himself.
He's applauding me.
Yeah. In the meantime, Zoom, as he manages to smack his hand away, he goes to pop. Give him another quick.
It's like a reaction.
Yeah,
not an action.
He doesn't manage to hit as he goes to swing out with his fist. Zoom manages to kind of like dodge out of the way. It is now your turn. You are now on top.
I'm like sitting back. I'm almost okay.
He kind of gives you this very sick grin.
I'm gonna throw up. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine.
His tongue just kind of pushes that blank spot in his teeth.
Oh, Talavin is not throwing up. In her mind, she is, but not like that. She is not doing that. Okay, I'm going to just reel back. I'm going to just try to go for his face. Just the side of his mouth where that stupid tooth is. I'm going to get him again.
Because the tooth is gone. Now there's just a gap. Now you're just trying to knock out more teeth.
I'm just getting more teeth now.
Just get all the teeth.
A natural one. Straight past his face.
Something about that sickening grin. Something about that look that he gives you. You feel that bile just kind of gather in your throat, and as you go to punch, he dodges off to the side, and your fist makes impact with the ground, making this shattering some more of the ice on the ground. Zumnus, now after dodging, he's going to try and grapple Zum and toss him to the ground. That's a contested strain.
Big orc friend.
Does not manage. Oh no! Wait, that's a tie. So re-roll. Zum manages to keep free.
Zoom's doing so well.
He's doing so well. I'm so proud
as
of him.
Zumnus kind of runs over and kind of grabs him on his side, you can see him wince, and he looks up at you, and just kind of buckles his knees and just kind of gets down into a lower position and just grabs onto Zumnus. He's not going down without a fight. He sees you already on the ground. He's like,
I'm so covered in blood. I need a bath.
he's just giving you this look like, I'm gonna do this.
Do it for me. We love you.
In the meantime, Nick, after doing this, is going to drive his face directly into yours.
I don't want his face near me.
Does a 9 hit you?
No, absolutely not. Get that shit away from me.
He tries to grab you, and you just no. Just kind of smacking his hand away. Zum, in the meantime, now that he has it, he's going to drive his forehead directly into Zumnus' face.
Oh God, please natural 20.
He just barely hits. He just barely hits Zumnus.
Not the 20, but it's good
as he drives his head directly there. That is actually 2.
Oh, Emma, you're so cute.
He just poof. He kind of clocks him on the side of his jaw. It is now your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so he tried to grab onto me. Did I manage to grab his arm perchance?
Sure. I'll say for aesthetic purposes, you managed to grab onto his hands.
Okay, what can I do?
His grabby hands are right there next to
sticking
your
on it.
chest, and you're like,
I'm gonna say I grabbed his arm like this. I'm gonna try to. Is it like maybe like grab his arm like this so I can like maybe twist his arm across his body?
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab his arm and I'm gonna start I'm gonna press it down into the mud and I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to hit him again.
Hit him again.
I want to hit him again.
Come on.
Hit him again.
It's just 12. It's 12.
It's 12.
Wait, you don't do strength?
Do I add anything to
Do you
it?
add your strength?
15. I didn't know it was
That hits.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not adding my strength onto this.
Why aren't you adding your strength?
I don't know. You keep telling me and I keep forgetting.
Add your strength. Yes,
I'm
that
sorry.
hits. Roll damage.
15.
That rolls
15.
Don't forget to add your strength modifier to the damage.
4.
Divide by
2. 5.
5. Another 5 points of damage.
Ah! I keep forgetting to add the strength on there. Shit.
As you reel his hand over to the side, you're like, no, you don't. And with your offhand, you just clock him across the face. You can see a little bit of this, and it's not quite spit. It's like almost like the tobacco juice. Whenever you spit, it's just kind of a little bit of black and red. Just kind of spatters against the ice, and just kind of grins up at you. And there's a little bit of blood just getting laced in between his teeth. In the meantime, Zumnus, after getting clocked in the side of the head,
Again.
is going to try and elbow Zum.
I don't think Zoom's taking any hit
He
points.
hasn't, but
Misses. Just he tries to crack him in the ribs, right where he was injured before. But
That's a low blow.
But he Zum just manages to dodge out of the way.
what we're
Nick,
doing.
in the meantime, is going to try and use your own arm to clock you across the face as you whack.
Is that a strength roll? Please tell me that's a strength roll.
Does an 11 hit you?
No.
As he swings out, you're able to control his hand just enough and just push it back, and your arm is now partially across your chest, but you managed to avoid the dodge. Zum, in the meantime, is actually going to try and stomp on Zumnus' foot. That'll hit. Bravo. So he managed to crunch down on his toes. And Zumnus kind of,
Zumnus is actually kind of taking a lot of damage. Like, he's probably gotten pretty low.
yeah.
There's no way he's not getting a little low. My little feet
You don't know.
Zoom can help you.
You don't know.
No, I don't want any help.
That is Zum, Talavin. It is your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so is his arm still across his body in the dirt?
Your arm is across your body, because he used to. He was
Okay,
gonna
so
try
now
to
it's
swipe-
like this?
Yeah, so your arm is now across your body, and his arm is kind of back, and he's just staring up at
Okay,
you.
I'm just gonna elbow him fully in the throat. Like, that's full opening right there now.
Go for it.
That's full open. 10.
Plus your strength.
Yeah, that's a 7 plus.
you go to just lean into him, and his arm kind of locks up. You can see he's tensing. He's just really. He just kind of looks at you, and you can smell just that breath just wafting into your nose. It's just foul morning.
I think my character is going to growl. Like, she's gonna growl. Like, she's just gonna have to, because, like, this is just disgusting. This man is
Zumnus, in the meantime, is going to try and clap Zoom on...
Zoom and Zumnus.
Zoom and Zumnus.
Zum-a-dum.
Natural 1.
Yes!
He kind of stumbles forward and goes for a swing, and Zoom just kind of ducks down.
Aww.
And now it is Nick's turn. And in the meantime,
quite easy
as
on
he
Zoom.
looks at you, as you tried to
He's
do
just
that,
being fucking filth, and it is making me so mad.
He's being gross.
He's being so... I just want to kill him!
he's not gonna
So
do
do
damage. Instead, he's gonna spit in your face.
I would like to rage. I'm not a barbarian.
Rage! More!
Testosterone! He just grins and just this big loogie just slaps into your face, and she's like, "Is that all you've got?"
Oh, you're gonna find out.
You bring up your plays. Just
Zoom, in the meantime, glances
Can I have
over,
like an animalistic, like, just like, oh, I can just like envision it in my head, but like I can't make the sound because I am just like a.
Zoom, in the meantime, he glances over at you, and he sees this happen.
I'm not getting. I didn't move. I literally just snarled. Like I didn't even move.
He hears this, and he keeps glancing over at you. He keeps making sure that you're okay. As he keeps kind of glancing over, and he sees this happen, and he kind of looks at Zumnus, almost like, oh wow.
Pause quickly. Is entering his fucking mouth like.
I'll get this. Go ahead. Alright, we're good.
I need to be a barbarian. Like I gotta rage. Like I rage.
Barbarian.
A barbarian.
Ah!
Go ahead.
Zoom, kind of seeing this, has a decision to make.
Decision. He better keep his ass over there. No, he better keep his ass over there. Madison Thompson. If he comes over and helps me, I'm gonna kick his ass too. He bet not.
He just looks at you, and you can see like it pains him. It pains.
So I
him that
see
this-
him looking at me like this.
It's just it's a. brief
I want an
second.
inside check. I want to see him do it, and I want to fucking yell at him.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn. He just
But
looks,
that would waste a turn. I can't do
and
it.
it looks like it pains him to see this happen. And instead, he turns his rage back to Zumnus.
Thank God! Oh my God! Yes.
But he looks worried for you. So instead, he's just gonna. You can just tell that orcish part of him, which for the most part you haven't really seen that. Like
Anger.
You haven't really seen him be angry, and you just see, just almost as if his breath gets hotter in his lungs. Just this cloud of steam come out of his nose as he goes forward and tries to thunderclap Zumnus.
You see this giant green forge.
That's a natural 19.
Yes, he's gonna fuck us up.
He goes over and pop, just claps him on the side of Zumnus. Kind of, oh.
Yes, he's gonna fuck this man.
Talavin, it's your turn.
Okay, he just spat in my face. Oh my God. Do I go for
He's
the
just
bite,
grinning.
Mackenzie, or do
Yes, please.
I want to full in the throat? Like I want to get his fucking. I want to kill him. I'm gonna kill him if I can. I'm not fucking with this dude. He is. Oh, come on, please give me one.
Come on, you got this.
18.
Woo! That's a hit. Roll damage.
You should yell.
2,
What's your strength?
Plus
So
3,
So it's
4.
you
It's a
divide
one.
you divide the dice
Plus 3
You
is a
divide
4.
the dice by 2. So
Is a 1.
so 2, 1, 3, 4 damage. Yes.
I just want to reach down, bite, and just rip up. I just want blood to spew everywhere.
You did just manage to
just
hit
managed to
him,
hit.
and you lean down and you just latch.
Oh no,
your
I'm like just
teeth
to the side,
into-
face twisted.
to the left or the right.
My head is twisted to the left.
Okay.
And I'm going for just like literally that. his
You don't quite get his trachea. You do manage to latch over to the side though, and as your teeth tear into his flesh and you rear back, how much damage does he take?
If I roll a 3, it's 2.
Yes.
Right? And then I add what?
Your
My
strength modifier.
Plus 3, 5.
Starting to look a little bit hurt.
This man's about to give me his whole in. Okay, that's what is gonna go down.
In that moment, you just feel this boiling rage, just deep in your pit, and you just want to tear out his throat. You lean forward, and he manages to kind of dodge a little bit, and you grab just this nice big chunk out of his left side. Your teeth dig in, and you rear back. You hear this as part of the muscle actually snaps.
Ew.
And
there's blood everywhere.
Blood just gushes out of your mouth. It's gushing out of his wound, and he actually kind of looks a little bit stunned at what just transpired.
In your face.
Yeah.
Again.
He tastes like dirt and iron and
filth.
Stale.
I'm gonna
stale
spit it in his
tobacco.
face.
I want a reaction. Just a reaction. Just you do that. It kind of hits him in his face. The piece kind of sticks a little bit to his cheek.
He takes it, tries to put it back. They never grow back.
Zumnus. At this point, he's starting to see that everything is
going very poorly.
Is not looking as great as it could. And in the meantime, he just he looks at his friend who's kind of on the ground.
Just got his throat ripped out.
And he actually kind of looks a little bit worried, seeing kind of the blood kind of gushing out of his left hand or his right hand side.
Wild as hell.
And he actually uses his movement and leaves Zum to come after you.
Okay. What can I do? What am I gonna do?
You can't do anything. As he rushes at you, he goes to tackle you and just grabs you around the midsection and just tries to force you off of his friend. It's a contested strength roll.
14.
You manage to resist as he kind of slams into you. You manage to keep hanging on and actually use part of his momentum to force him on Niklas's legs, just poof, and now he's just kind of double grappled, almost like that Lord of the Rings scene where he's like Gimli's just underneath of him. He's
Turns it off.
This just lands on top of his knees. But it was his action to try and grapple you, so he can't do anything. Niklas.
So Zum is behind me technically?
Zumnus is behind you.
Okay. So I just managed to kind of push him that way.
You parried him kind of behind you, and he's now laying kind of prone on top of Niklas. Niklas, feeling a little bit cornered, is just gonna try and he's gonna try and grab up at your hair and drag you down and bite you back.
Don't drag me down.
7. Nothing! You get nothing!
Grabs a fistful of your hair, and his hand is kind of slick with blood. And as he goes to pull, it's just he can't get a good purchase to drag you down to try and get that. He's just Zum at this point. Actually, Zum should have gotten a free attack on Zumnus because he left his combat range. That's actually a hit. So as Zumnus was running away from him, Zum actually managed to clip him
and trip him, and that's why I was able to parry him out of the way.
Yep.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Zumnus seeing this, in a partial panic of he just left. Oh no, he's bleeding on the ground. This is actually looking a little bit more serious than I thought. He rushes over and goes to actually try and dogpile further onto.
Zum does?
Zum goes to dogpile onto Zumnus and just kind of pound him on top, which might very well hyperextend his Niklas's knees backwards, but we're gonna see what happens with weight there here in a second. He misses, he actually trips on his, as he he kind of skids over and just, and you hear a.
Did he get a natural 1?
No, he didn't get a natural 1. But
what's this?
It's Niklas. You hear some cracks from behind you as Zoom falls on him. He doesn't take any damage, but his knees kind of start popping out of socket as there is a significant amount of weight on his lower part of the torso.
Yeah.
Zoom can't do anything else, and that's
and I'm just grinning wildly at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
you got that blood, that iron is just soaking down your front.
I'm going to.
I sense the bloodlust.
I'm like in a frenzy now. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm just going. I want to just stand up and fucking put my foot in his face. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for just an elbow straight into his face. Just
straight into his teeth?
Straight down.
Go ahead, straight down into his teeth.
20. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, that hits roll damage. As you take your elbow and you kind of tap and whack.
3, 2, 5.
You hear this resounding
into his
you just feel his teeth cave in, and you actually feel a little bit of scraping on your elbow, but it's totally
I don't care.
As you raise your elbow, there's this little bit of blood spatter and saliva that just kind of cascades off of your elbow, and you can see now his front 2 teeth are now touching his hard palate in the back of his lip. In the meantime, Zumnus actually grabs Zoom and tries to roll them, so it's a contested strength roll. Oh, that's a natural 20 and a natural 18. Zoom manages to not be grappled, but they do tumble off to the side.
Okay, good. So they're not on my victim.
Just rolls off to the
victim.
side. In the meantime, Niklas is going to try. He's going to try and just pound. He's just going to try and pound you in the jaw and get you off of him. Does a 14 hit you?
So my armor class is a 14.
Yeah, so that hits. That just barely hits. Ooh, okay.
Can he not hit me and I just roll off as he tries to hit me?
You are dealt 3 points of damage.
Oh!
Which I think is actually like your first hit.
No, I had a -1 when he tossed me to the ground.
Yeah, man, you're doing
So, at that moment, his hand, seemingly out of nowhere, as you're just staring down at his face, which is partially concave in his jaw, you feel the searing whack across your jaw as his right hand comes up and cracks you across. Make a quick strength saving throw for me.
8.
8. It actually knocks you off to the side. So, like, your legs are still, like, wrapped around him, but you are no longer directly on top of him.
Okay.
And that is Niklas's turn. Zoom, between the strength. Okay, he is partially pinned to the ground, but he goes and drives his forehead directly into Zumnus' face. And misses. Just the way that Zumnus is currently positioned on his torso, he can't quite reach where he is. Talavin, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so he kind of knocked me off to the side, so I'm laying on my side. I want to release him and, like, roll to my feet. I want to stand up. Like, I'm ready
simple enough. You use your movement, and you're up on your feet.
Okay.
You have about 15 feet of movement left, and he's about, 5.
He's still on the ground?
Yeah, he's still on the ground. He's looking really hurt.
I want to kick him in the ribs.
Kick him in the ribs.
Or should I stomp in his knees again? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to...
rib cracker, knee snapper.
That's a 2, 5.
He's on
It's only a 5.
he's on the ground, so he's prone, which means you have advantage.
Oh, because I
on
can
your
roll
attack.
again?
Yeah.
15.
15, that hits him. Roll damage.
1 plus 3 is 4.
That just does it. As you go over, how do you want to crack his ribs?
Finish him. I guess I said I was going to kick him in the ribs. So I'm just going to stand up. Can I do like a lift my leg up and then just like my foot just crunches onto his ribs?
Sure enough, you kind of dart over, and as you're kind of looking down at him, your mind flashes back to that moment where he mercilessly attacked Zoom. And in that moment, you just start thinking about, he's just not a good person.
All I see
And
is that.
And needs to. He's a bully, and bullies sometimes.
Bullies deserve to die.
And
I'm just gonna lift my leg. I'm just gonna crush him.
And you hear a percent as he passes out unconscious.
And I stand victorious. I'm the winner. I'm sorry. What? Zoom.
Yeah, you turn around and Zumnus is kind of looking over, panicked. He's just like, and actually make a perception check for me.
You should make a triumphant yell.
I want to just turn this like death stare to him, like as I'm like after and I look at them, I'm just like locked. Oh man, you said a perception?
Your perception check.
11.
11. After you do this, as you're giving that death glare, you take a moment and you just use your elvish ears and you listen. There's not a lot of sound going on in the crowd right now.
Except for Nora. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they're really scared to fucking death.
The majority of people are just kind of looking, and at that point, Zumnus kind of looks at himself, looks at his friend, and he just kind of gets off of Zoom and he's like, you know what, I just wanted to make sure that he didn't die. And he yields. Zoom at that point kind of gets up, kind of gets a fighting suit, kind of looks at you, and then
I just raise my hand and I put that on his shoulder and I'm like,
you walk over.
Your hand's probably bloody.
The entire front of you is just covered in
and I'm just like,
saliva paste.
I'm not even like, I'm not even grinning anymore. I'm just like,
And nobody says anything?
probably not. They're probably like,
there's a distinct moment where there's just kind of this silence, and then you hear someone go, respect. and there's just, for the longest time, there's just kind of this stunned silence, as very few people have actually like displayed such savagery in of using
they're out here fucking headbutting the shit out of each other and they get spooked when I go to rip somebody's throat out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to kill him, so I mean, I guess I can't really.
Everyone else was dealing non-lethal damage, and the fact that you went for a lethal attack.
Am I gonna get like?
No one's gonna mess with you.
You are. Am I gonna get disqualified?
A lot of people just kind of are quiet. You see the ref, essentially the refs kind of like over in the corner, like talking quickly, as some people are actually coming over and like beginning to patch up, Nicholas. Just kind of like hurriedly like wrapping his wound, kind of administering different healing things to him, and he's hanging on barely, but he's looking very
like,
pale.
To life?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh come on! Now you're gonna make me fucking feel bad.
No, not bad. I mean, you only just dealt
As he kind of
damage.
rolls back to consciousness and just as he leans up, your teeth fall out of his face.
And he picks him back up and puts him back in. And then I fucking put my foot in his face.
He's too dazed at this moment to be like.
More!
Even Zoom kind of looks a little bit like.
Oh man, I shouldn't have shown that amount of savagery, but I can't help myself.
And you hear
Respect.
At that point you hear some people clapping, and then like as you are leaving the pit, and Zoom is.
I don't even do like a victory. I just walk out. I'm just like, super cool, super cool.
You're cool.
I'm cool.
People part.
Yes.
Yes.
Respect. You demand it.
And I'm honestly just trying to like calm myself down because I'm still feeling like I'm like ready to fucking kill someone still. I'm just like trying to calm myself. Focus.
Which Talel the entire time has just kind of shrunk further and further back, and
this little adorable is like, hello. I let them lay on my blanket.
Yeah, you kind of feel him shaking, and he's like, "That seems more like the people I'm used to seeing."
Oh! Into the heart!
She's not normally like this.
A lot of bad things have happened to me in my lifetime. I have a little bit of anger issues. Okay?
And you just, he's kind of unmoving. And he's trembling a little bit. He's like, right.
Okay, like, just me. So, Talavin does not, like, she gets angry, but, like, I just want to say that she's not really like that. And so, right now, she's, like, now that she's, like, realizing that it's done, like, she's actually very disappointed in herself. She's like,
Aww.
fuck! I look like a damn, it reminds her of her brother. And, like, how her brother is. And so, she's actually very disappointed in herself right now. So, she's just going to kind of, like, walk past, and she's going to walk into the stable. Because, like, warrior's the only thing that can calm her down. Because she's actually raging right now. Like, she is literally ready to kill somebody. She's just like, the monster has been released.
I'm gonna get you a rag and, like, wet it and bring it to you in the stable and be like, I'm gonna go see her. Talal, are you alright to stay here? Would you rather go back to Zum?
As I pass Nora, you can just see the disappointment of myself. Just like, oh my god.
I'm gonna follow you to the
And
stable now.
Zoom kind of goes over and kind of makes a gesture like,
I'm gonna go talk to her. I think she's alright. Good job, though. I kind of like... Wait, no, that's not cool.
Oh no, you already said it. She definitely did it.
No, I didn't do
She
it.
did it!
you
Cheer!
kind of do that, and he kind of like gets like underneath of kind of like his greenish like half orc and skin. Yeah, it looks a little
Okay,
it looks a little bit darker. He kind of like glances over and he kind of he looks hesitant to mimic the motion, but he kind of like does the same thing on your side and just kind of grins.
Thanks.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
More!
No!
And Talel at this point is like, there are a few things I would like to ask to Zoom if that's alright.
That's fine.
He's like, getting the hell away from that psycho.
So you kind of like puts his kind of scarf back on, and then hold out his hand, and Talel kind of jumps on. And so they kind of begin.
So Talal and I didn't talk very much. I guess he was just...
Well, if you had anything like while you were...
No, I didn't
while you
really
were
have
doing
much
this-
to say. We'd probably just be watching a fight.
Yeah, you were probably like, oh.
I'm okay not to know. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna get a rag and take it to you.
So I'm gonna like literally just kind of like stalk into the barn, and I'm gonna be like pacing back and forth, and I'm like trying to calm myself, but I'm angry, and I'm not even like, I'm like, my anger's, like my rage is fading, but now I'm just raging like at myself. I literally want to punch, like, can I like punch a wall?
Sure.
Like,
Go ahead. It doesn't take that much to punch a wall.
Okay.
Naturally.
What do I have to do? Do I have to roll? Can I just like, or am I? Because I want to like.
roll a d20 for me.
D20. Okay.
Don't get the one. You break your fingers.
9.
9. You go over to the nearest post.
Do I add my strength? Because a punch would be strength, right?
Yeah,
Can
it's
I add
strength.
3? So that's 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. It wasn't going to deal you damage, but now it is.
It's okay. I'll deal with
As
it.
you go over
I deserve it.
And you manage to hit that especially
27.
dry rotted spot in this particular beam. As your fist just collides, just pounds with it, you feel splinters actually embed themselves deep into your knuckles. And some of it is kind of like sticking out, protruding almost like
And I'm just
claws.
like,
Okay.
As you look at it,
Hang on. Do I walk in during this time?
you're
probably
falling
see me
behind-
like right as I'm
you
like,
you hear this,
Yeah.
and you hear the splintering wood.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna kind of approach and like give her the rag.
how much damage did you say?
3.
Minus 3.
Wait, -3 with a 7, 24. And then I'm gonna like take her hand, just like slowly approaching. I'm gonna like start
And I'm just gonna like hang my head, and I'm just like
Start.
disappointed. I'm just like,
taking out. I guess I'd have some bandages on me, so I'm like taking it out and just kind of.
you just use some of mine that are in my baggages that you have.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here, and I'm just like sit down, and I'm just like hanging my head. I'm just defeated. I'm just like,
Pulling out the splinters.
this just deep frown. Just frowning. It's like, I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's fine.
That's not who I am.
It was very impressive though.
Isn't that where we're supposed to be? Drow elves, underground, dark and dangerous. Just like my brother. And I almost like spit the word out, like it makes me sick. Because I'm sick to myself. Such an disappointment. And I stand up and I just walk over to the warrior, and he's just kind of...
He senses your agitation, and instantly he's not skittish. I mean, you didn't raise him, you didn't train him to be skittish, but he senses your agitation, and he's kind of stomping a little bit in his...
And I immediately calm myself because I know if I'm calm, my horse is calm.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like roll my shoulder and I just breathe and I just like... And then I just walk over and I'm just like leaning my head onto his neck and I'm scratching his shoulder.
The tension in his body kind of slowly relaxes, and his big kind of brown eyes just kind of are just gazing at you.
I don't want to say anything else. I just want to love my little baby.
Did you use the rag? Did you wipe off your face and stuff?
No, I'm gonna leave it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just like with the rag. I'm just like
taste the iron in between your teeth, and you realize
I deserve that.
as you you grabbed a nice chunk of flesh, and you feel there's still some of it between your teeth.
Ew!
God! Can I prestidigitation in my mouth?
Yeah, mouth
rinse. Deep clean. And I'm just like spitting out like... It's disgusting.
Water after water, just keep rinsing.
Yes. And I'm like biting my arm off. Just clean this.
Does the stable have like a door?
No.
Oh, okay.
It just has 2 openings on each end.
Oh, okay, that's what okay. I'm just hanging back.
At one point, Adriel actually kind of peeks her head around the corner and kind of gives a couple... You alright?
Yeah, no. Totally chill now. Back to my normal self, right? I feel like a criminal.
It's not real, Sophia. Don't be upset.
Oh man, I feel like a damn criminal. Damn it.
Just remember how nasty he spit on you.
He did spit
This
on
is
me.
Mackenzie speaking. Nora's being quiet.
She kind of comes in. She's like, 2 to 1 dogs weren't that bad.
2 to 1, that's it.
To be fair, you did kill a king croc not but the other day.
Okay, that's true.
That's very impressive. And everyone knows Nicholas is a bit of a pushover.
That doesn't make me feel any better. Even if he is a bully.
Oh, he's strong and he's a bully, but... Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have ripped his throat out.
I mean,
He just spit on me and I saw nothing else. I don't know what came over me. It's just genetics. I don't know.
I'm really drinking Warrior's water.
Yeah, you're about halfway through Warrior's bucket of water. You prestidigitation, you tidied it up before you kind of got his saliva out of the bucket before you.
I like comb through my hair out, taking the water, wiping the blood out of my hair.
There's blood kind of caked in your hair. It's like it's kind of soaked a little bit into the front of your armor, which is the sort of leather.
I'm just gonna. Do I have to ask Adriel if I can use that hot spring? I'm gonna go take a bath by myself.
She kind of looks and like, might be a good idea to get you that cleaned up.
Yeah, I think I will.
But it's just midday. I mean, if you want to go back in the pits.
Do you want me to go back in there?
I like that probably wasn't the right thing to say.
she kind of looks and she's like, I mean...
Who would go up against me now?
What's the point?
I look like a monster. And I'm not saying that laughingly. Talavin is not saying that laughingly. She's actually kind of furrowed brow. She's actually kind of being dark right now. She's like, I look like a monster. Nobody's going to want to fight me. They're going to think I'm going to try to kill him again. I got to throw the rag down.
Definitely raises the odds, though.
Yeah, crispy. No, I don't want to. I don't want to risk it. If I get too angry, I don't want to do anything I'm going to regret. I'm going to go take a bath, cool off. Nora, you want to go to the marketplace after? I want to go see who else is here so I
You
can
want to
scare
go to
them.
the mall?
You want to go shopping?
Go shopping, get some matching jewelry.
I'm going to need a new outfit. My long white shirt is now red, and I don't want to try to get this blood out because it's Niklas's, and I don't want it on me.
And she's like, dude, you know where it is, right? Make sure you're not followed or anything.
Copy on that. I'm gonna pick up the rag and I'm gonna dump Warrior's water out and I'm gonna get them some new water. And I'm gonna get them some fresh hay. And I'm gonna give them a kiss on the nose. And then I'm gonna just walk away.